They say chaos knocks. No, chaos breaks the door off its hinges and laughs while you choke on the dust. Life doesn't send invitations, it sends ambushes. Pressure doesn't ask if you're ready. It crushes, it drowns, it strips you naked in front of the world. And while you're gasping for air, the crowd, they cheer. They love watching you drown. But here's the dirty secret. The flood isn't outside, it's inside. It's the hesitation in your chest, the fear in your stomach, the voice that whispers, wait, tomorrow, maybe next time. That's the real enemy, not them, not the world. You, the person in the mirror holding their own head underwater. Look around. Everyone's pretending to be calm, but underneath, they're cracking. They're bleeding silence. They've been swallowed by the flood, smiling while suffocating. And you think you're any different? No, you've been sinking too. Smiling, shaking hands, playing nice, while the water fills your lungs. The truth? Nobody comes to save you. Nobody. The world doesn't throw ropes, it throws stones. You either claw your way out, or you sink like the rest. And the flood, it doesn't care if you're innocent. It doesn't care if you've been patient. It only cares if you fight. So, what now? Do you keep begging for mercy? Do you wait for a hand to pull you up? Or do you grow gills in the chaos and breathe where others choke? That's the test. That's the game. Drown with the masses, or learn to breathe in the flood, because, listen closely, the flood was never meant to kill you. It was meant to reveal you. And when the water rises again, and it will, either you'll be the one thrashing for air, or you'll be the one standing still, smiling while everyone else drowns. The world doesn't just see your weakness, it feasts on it. Every smile you fake, every nod you force, every time you stay quiet when you should have screamed. They sharpen their blades on your silence. You think you're keeping peace, but you're feeding predators. You're handing them the rope they'll use to strangle you. Hesitation. That's the true executioner. Every time you pause, every time you wait for a better moment, you're carving your own gravestone with your bare hands. The enemy doesn't need to swing. Your delays do the killing for them. You've been shrinking, handing over your throat, dressed up as patience. Excuses, the softest poison. You wear them like perfume, thinking they'll mask the stench of fear. Tomorrow, next week. When I'm ready, lies. All of it. Tomorrow is just a coffin with better lighting. You think you're safe in delay? No. You're suffocating slower, convincing yourself you're breathing. And that mask you wear, I'm fine, I'm good enough, I'm holding it together. Paper thin, fragile, worthless. One strike and it tears. The enemy doesn't need to break you. They just wait until you shatter yourself under the weight of your own pretending. You've been hiding pain like it's shame, when it's the only proof you're alive. Here's the truth. Pain isn't your enemy. Pain is the scream of your bones reminding you you're still here. The real enemy, acting blind, pretending numbness, makes you strong, lying to yourself until the mask grows heavier than the war itself. So rip it off. Expose the raw, the broken, the scars. Because the moment you stop hiding, the moment you stop pretending, the flood loses its power. And the knives they sharpen on your silence, they'll cut their own hands instead. Before you conquer the world, you must declare war on yourself. That's the battlefield nobody sees, the bloodless war that leaves the deepest scars. Inside your skull, there's a theater of war. Voices screaming you're not enough, chains forged from every mistake, shadows of wasted years pulling at your ankles like quicksand. That's the real enemy camp, and it lives rent-free in your head. Hesitation isn't harmless. It's a parasite. Every time you choose comfort over pain, it grows teeth. It feeds, it multiplies. Until one day you wake up and realize you've been hollowed out, drained. Your ambition bled dry by a whisper that kept saying, later, tomorrow, not yet. That parasite doesn't kill you fast, it rots you from the inside. Think back, nights wasted, staring at ceilings instead of breaking them. Opportunities let slip because you were afraid of looking foolish. Times you begged life to go easy on you instead of sharpening your blade in the fire. That wasn't mercy, that was surrender. Every plea was another chain added to your spine. And now, you wonder why you walk bent. You want a villain. Look in the mirror. That reflection has betrayed you more times than your worst enemy ever could. The reflection that procrastinates, that hides, that bargains with weakness like it's a friend. You've been negotiating with your own executioner, smiling while they tighten the rope. The truth? You don't beat the flood by building walls. You don't beat enemies by running. You win by cutting off the dead weight of who you used to be. Kill the coward, kill the hesitator, kill the liar that whispers you're not ready. Because that version of you is the one drowning. And once the old self is gone, the war shifts. Suddenly, the battlefield inside goes quiet. Not because the voices are dead, but because they know you finally showed up with a weapon in your hand. Floods don't drown predators. They reveal them. When the water rises, the weak claw for air. The predator. He opens his lungs and inhales the chaos. Eyes cold, will sharpened. Hunger replacing hesitation. The same storm that buried the masses became the womb that birthed something ruthless, something untouchable. Victimhood dies here. That pitiful, why me? Silence gets butchered. The begging stops. The waiting stops. Predators don't ask permission. They take. They don't stand in line. They tear through it. Every ounce of doubt that used to choke them is now the very oxygen they breathe. They've flipped the current. They've become the current. This is the awakening, where scars turn into armor and pressure bends into a blade. No more flinching, no more second-guessing. When the world screams too much, the predator smirks and whispers, not enough. Because chaos doesn't scare them anymore. It feeds them. It fattens their fire. The shift is surgical, precise. What used to paralyze them now propels them forward. What used to crush their chest now fuels their strike. They don't wait for the right moment. They create it. They don't watch the enemy. They hunt it. That's the difference. That's the kill shot. Comfort never made predators. Comfort makes pets, chains, slaves. But chaos is the forge. The storm is the hammer. The flood is the fire. And only those who endure it, only those who become it, walk out with the eyes of a predator. So, the next time the flood comes, and it will, remember this. It isn't here to kill you. It's here to crown you, to strip you down until only the predator remains. And predators don't drown. They rule the waters. The most dangerous voice is not the one that shouts. It's the one that says nothing before the strike. Noise is cheap. Anyone can scream, anyone can rage. But silence is terror. It crawls under the enemy's skin, gnaws at their nerves, makes their hands shake before you've even moved. Restraint. That's the blade they never see coming. Let them laugh. Let them underestimate you. The fool believes volume is strength. The predator knows patience is power. Every second you hold back is another second they grow careless. Every quiet moment is a noose tightening around their arrogance. Control is everything. Chaos without control is just noise. But chaos with control, that's execution, that's precision. You don't need to swing wild. You strike once, cold, exact, final, and that's enough. The enemy never fears the storm. They fear the calm before it, the silence that promises something inevitable. Watch them choke on their own pride. They'll mistake your stillness for weakness. They'll convince themselves you're broken, finished, safe to dismiss. Let them, because when the silence breaks, it's not a warning, it's an ending. And they'll never see it until it's already inside them. Floods wash away the weak. They scream, they panic, they drown in their noise. But the one who waits, the one who holds, the one who calculates, he doesn't just survive. He bends the current, he shifts the tide, he becomes the flood they never expected. So stay quiet, stay cold, stay patient, because silence isn't surrender. Silence is the predator breathing in before the kill. When the enemy comes like a flood, become the wall that does not move. Chaos slams, waves crash, storms scream, yet you stand unshaken, unmoved, while the masses claw for air and choke on panic. You stare into the surge with eyes that do not blink. The flood expected to consume you. Instead, it broke against you. You're no longer the victim thrashing for survival. You are the immovable force that chaos cannot bend. The current rages, but you do not flinch. Every strike of pressure only proves what you already know. Nothing can drown what refuses to bow. And now the water doesn't scare you, it fears you. Picture it. Others swept away, their voices lost in the roar, while you remain rooted, still, ruthless, silent. The storm hurls its worst, and you answer with nothing but presence. That's power, the kind that doesn't shout, doesn't beg, doesn't explain, it just is. The flood tries to consume, but it finds no weakness to swallow. It crashes, it thrashes, it claws, and every time it breaks itself instead of breaking you. The force they thought would end you becomes the hammer that forges you into something unshakable. You didn't just survive the flood. You became something it cannot touch, something it cannot move, something it cannot kill. You became the nightmare of the very chaos that once tried to drown you. The predator wasn't born in calm waters, it was crowned in the storm. And now you are no longer replaceable, no longer ignorable, no longer fragile. You are the flood breaker, the one force that chaos itself respects, untouchable.